Hey, this is Lacey, your Las Vegas gal. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about buying a new home versus buying a resale home. So I'm a realtor here in Las Vegas. I've made that clear in some of my past videos. If this is your first video, welcome. My name is Lacey. I'm your Las Vegas gal. And I focus on helping people buy residential real estate here in Las Vegas. I've done some commercial work, but I'm not an expert on commercial real estate. I have friends who are experts who I partner with. So if you're here looking for information about buying a house in Vegas, look no further. This is where you need to be. The new home developments in Las Vegas are really growing. I mean, it's been a big influx in new home communities opening over the last year or two, maybe even three. You know, obviously our city went through a pretty devastating crash in the mid 2000s, in 2007, 2008, 2009. So we are recovering from that, obviously. But luckily, we've got the Raiders coming. We've got the Vegas Golden Knights. We've got a ton of commercial development happening here in Vegas. Vegas is really being legitimized as a real city to kind of build a family, build a business, and build your life. So my job here is to help you learn how to live your best Las Vegas life and to figure out how to fall in love with living in Vegas every single day. So my goal here today with this video is just give you some tips and some knowledge on both sides of the fence. So while you're thinking about maybe buying a home here, you can make an educated decision as to whether or not you want to go with a new home or with a resale. So the difference right now between new home versus resale is simple as that. You've either you're going to be able to build the house and make the choices of what goes into it and what it looks like from the beginning. You'll be the first owner versus something that's resale that's been owned by someone previously that you're purchasing and taking over. There's pros and cons for both sides of it. In Vegas, land is becoming, although it seems very big and spread out, land is becoming far more valuable. So when a builder buys a big old chunk of land, they're parceling it out in much smaller sections now. Yards are smaller, the land is smaller because they want to maximize the ability. That was a loud slam. They want to maximize the ability to get their money's worth for that land. So what you're noticing as you're building like the newer home developments, and what you'll notice is new homes have a tendency to have smaller lots. They're also not going to do the landscaping and put a pool in and get it all dialed in for you. That's on you as the homeowner after the fact. So new homes have a tendency to be built on smaller lots. Not always the case. You can always pay to upgrade your lot, pay for a larger lot as long as it's available. But in general, they're smaller lots. They're closer together. That's just kind of how it works. They're trying to maximize that money. From a resale perspective, there are certainly resale homes that are on smaller lots as well. Las Vegas is not known for giving you acres and acres of land. You know, again, this is the desert and people want to, they're setting up these master plan communities. People want to live in neighborhoods. They want to be able to know their neighbors. So that's just not how Vegas was built. There are areas of Vegas where you can purchase a 1 acre, half acre, large lot where you're a little bit more spread out. Those are just kind of in outside areas of town. There are a few also sprinkled throughout. So we could always talk about that if that's something you're interested in. But from a new home versus resale perspective, some things you need to keep in mind is when you're buying a new home, it's always a good idea to take a real estate professional with you to the new home community on the first visit. Here's a couple of reasons why. The builder works for the builder. That's it. They do not have your best interest at heart. They have their best interest at heart. When you bring a real estate professional with you, a realtor, me, maybe, you're bringing somebody who can vouch for you, who can help you review the contracts, who can make sure that you are being taken care of the way you should be. You don't have to take a real estate professional, and that's the big misconception. A lot of people think, oh, I don't even need a realtor. I can just walk in and buy the house yourself. You're absolutely right. You can. You just run the risk of not being protected by having someone there to look out for you who knows how to read these contracts and understand what's going on. The other thing to note is buying a new home versus buying a resale home. The upfront money needed for a new home is a little bit greater and larger than it would be for a resale. Here's why. When you're building a new home, you're choosing the layout you like, you're telling them how many bedrooms you need, you're choosing the flooring, you're choosing all the cabinets. I mean, you get to customize this house, which is amazing, to the best of your ability with what you want. What happens is they're going to make you put money down to hold the home and, make sure that it's your lot, your house, that it's your contract that's opening up. Same thing with a resale. So that's equal, right? You put money down, that becomes your home while you're going through the contractual process. With a new home, they're going to also ask for deposits for, hey, you said you wanted that extra window in that bedroom, or you wanted that extra large slider door. We need a deposit because that's going to be a structural improvement beyond what we would normally do. So we need that money up front. then it's time to go choose your flooring or go choose your cabinets or go do whatever. They've got the stuff that's included standard, which is always very nice and wonderful. But if you want to customize it at all, they're going to ask you for a deposit. Oh, your flooring was $10,000. We're going to need 25% of that $10,000 before we can move forward with the house. So when you're buying a new versus a resale, you know, the upfront cost for resale, you can slide right in there with your down payment and closing costs and be done. Versus the upfront cost for a new home, you could slide right in there with your down payment, your earnest money, but then it's, oh, by the way, we need a deposit for this and this and this and this and this, which is all good and understandable. You know, they want to make sure you're serious about buying the house, that they're customizing to your liking. So totally understandable. So upfront money is definitely something that's a little bit different. The fact that you do or don't need a realtor is also obviously very different. You must use a realtor, at least to the best of your ability, on the side of buying resale. You need someone to be able to represent you. You do not want to represent yourself. And for the new homes, as I stated before, you don't have to have a realtor, but it's always recommended. The other thing to note, and it's a huge misconception, when you're buying a new home, a lot of people think if you go in without a realtor, they're going to give you a better deal. Not going to happen. It's ethically not right. They are part of the real estate division that we are as well as realtors, so they're not allowed to charge you less. They're not allowed to give you a better incentive or a better deal, better rate, anything. It cannot, us being a realtor coming to represent you can have nothing to do with your bottom line and your price point. So that's a really important thing to keep in mind, because there's a lot of misconceptions of people who think, oh, well, they told me that I would get, $5,000 off if I don't have a realtor. No, that's not even allowed. So go in with a realtor. It's free to you. The builder pays for your realtor to be there, not you. The builder is paying to make sure that you are having the right to protect yourself. So why would you not make them pay for that and take advantage of the fact that they're going to cover the bill? It's awesome. So again, upfront money is going to be a little bit different. Whether or not you decide to use a realtor, that's obviously an option as well. The other thing to keep in mind is the timelines. So with a resale home, if you were to find the home that you love today, you could essentially, if you were getting a loan on it, you could close on that home in 30 days. You could be in that home with the keys in 30 days from today. With a new home, if you buy a home, you find the model you love, and you decide to build it from scratch, it could be anywhere from 3 to 6 to 9 to 12 months before you're going to have the keys to that house, waiting for it to be built. The only caveat to that conversation and that comment would be sometimes the builders will have homes that are in contract and then they just fall out for one reason or another. The person couldn't get approved or whatever happens. So they will have standing inventory homes there ready to go, but you don't get to, most of the time, you won't get to choose the flooring or the cabinets, and they won't make any edits or alterations to the home. It is what it is. You're buying it essentially as is. So it's basically a new version of a resale home. It's being sold. Someone else chose it, never lived in it, but they chose all the goodies. You get to take advantage of the fact that their contract fell out, and that could also be something that you would close on in like 30 days, 45 days. It all depends on timelines and how each builder works. Every builder is different. The other thing that I would consider is HOA fees. So most of the new home developments that are happening in Vegas have an HOA, a homeowners association fee associated with the neighborhood, whatever, like the sidewalks, the landscaping, the guard gate, whatever it might have from an amenity standpoint. If they have a community pool, if you're buying resale, you can actually find things that have no HOA. Not all of the new home builders are building them with HOA, but I would say a good 95% are. When you're looking for something and you don't want to answer to somebody else about what color your house is, or you don't want to answer to somebody else if you have an extra car parked on the street, or whatever it may be, your landscaping's overgrown, then you would have the ability to search for something that is resale that doesn't have an HOA. So that's a definite plus. Aside from that, honestly, the buying process is pretty similar. You know, when you're buying a house, you put a deposit down, and whether it be resale or new, there's contracts and disclosures that need to be signed. Sometimes there's inspections, there's walkthroughs, there's definitely phases of every process that you have to go through. That's why finding a professional like myself who you can trust is super important. You want to make sure you have somebody who's got your back the whole way, who doesn't go MIA on you and like you can't get a hold of them when there's like an important question to be answered, and that you want to make sure that you have somebody that you like hanging out with, because buying a house, whether it's new or resale, is going to require some time in the car together and some time hanging out. So find somebody that you can get along with, find somebody who can really serve your needs from a communication standpoint and really be the person who you want to talk to on a daily basis throughout the process, and also that you can have fun with, because this is a fun thing to do. Looking at houses is fun. creating something from scratch from a house where you're building it and choosing the floors and all that is so fun. Negotiating these contracts and like trying to get a little bit off the top to save you some money is fun. That's why I chose this job, obviously. It might not be fun for you, but if you find somebody who thinks it's fun and enjoys it, then it's gonna make the process so much easier. So obviously I'm a real estate professional here in town. I'm here for you if you have questions or if you need anything as far as guidance goes. If you live in Vegas already and you have a house that you wanna sell and then maybe transfer to a new one, or maybe sell the house and buy a brand new one and build it from scratch, start talking to me today, because I can help you not only sell your house, but I can also help you time it out so that the new house is ready when the old house is done being sold. It's super cool. Other than that, I'm here for you with any kind of real estate needs that you have, but also anything you want to know about living your best life in Vegas. My job and my mission on a daily basis is not to sell houses to you, although that is how I earn my living. My job 100% of the time is to help you live your best Las Vegas life. That's my goal, my mission, my dream. I've been doing it since I was 9 years old. So help me do my dream. Help me live my dream by helping you fall in love with living in Vegas. If you have any questions about living here, things to do for families, suggestions for upcoming videos, anything at all, please click the link below, fill out my form, or feel free to go to my Instagram at Las Vegas Gal, send me a message, send me a DM. I reply to everybody. And make sure that I know that you found me on YouTube so I know exactly where you're coming from. But other than that, whether you're buying a new home or a resale, if you're in the market to buy a house in Vegas, you're my friend. So I look forward to seeing you move to Vegas, fall in love with this city as much as I do, because it's pretty awesome, and living your best Las Vegas life. Comment below if you have any feedback on this video. I would love to hear what you think. Again, suggestions are always welcome. Otherwise, this is Lacey, your Las Vegas gal, signing off, and I hope to see you soon. Talk to you then.